So for my tech module, I chose to do wind cars. So my subject area is engineering, science, and mathematics. My grade level would be fifth graders, and my audience is my students. So I would start off by showing this video. Let's learn a little more about wind. The video just kind of talks about wind direction and wind speed, and it gives students a little bit more insight on how wind kind of affects the planet. So, for the purpose of the lesson, today we are going to be building wind cars in 5 teams of 5. Each team will be given construction paper, various cardboard pieces, and wooden sticks to create their wind cars. After we build our cars, we're going to race them. The goal is to have each car reach a distance of 5 feet from the starting point. You will record the distance your car reached. It may not reach 5 feet, and that's okay, and the time it took for your car to reach its final distance. Together, we will then calculate the speed that each car reached. And after we race and record our results, we will chart our results to see which team had the fastest car. So then I have some examples of wind cars that I found from other classes. This would just give the students kind of a starting point and give them a little inspiration on how they would want to build their own wind cars. So then I have a graphic organizer. I would give this to the students to fill out before they started building. As I wrote, students will fill this out individually prior to building their wind cars. So for the graphic organizer, I would have students give some questions before building if they have any questions, their plan for building, like what materials they want to use, how they're going to use them, and then I would have them do a rough sketch of just like how they would use the materials and how it would look in the end, and maybe some possible improvements as well to make their wind car better. So then for recording our results, this is an example of what our chart might look like. I have all 5 teams and the distances they reached. Notice how I put 2 teams that didn't reach 5 feet because, again, there's no penalization if you don't reach 5 feet. That's totally okay. And the time spent for each car getting to that distance. And then we calculated the total speed by doing distance divided by time. So then I have just a quick Kahoot quiz. It's a 3-question quiz. So I have first is a true or false. Weather forecasters are most interested in direction and speed. That answer is true. And then what does a wind vane do? The answer for that one would be used to show which direction wind is heading towards. And both of those can be found in the video, so the students should remember those answers from the video they watched. And then for the third question, I have how did we calculate the speed of our wind cars, which would be distance divided by time. And then for my mini reflection, as a future educator, I plan to identify, evaluate, and implement new digital resources and tools for learning, but I will not let technology consume my students' lives. Technology has taken over the world, and students during these recent years are most exposed to these resources. So while many digital resources and tools are very helpful for learning, I would want my future students to have a good balance in the classroom because they are so exposed to technology as it is outside of the classroom. I think that a good balance in the classroom is more beneficial. And also, as a future educator, I will also promote the critical examination of online resources among my students as it will prepare them for the future. So, being a college student, we use digital resources every day for basically everything we do. And I think now that students today are growing up more surrounded by this technology, I think that it is important to introduce these online resources to students at an early age so that they can gain familiarity with it for their future. And that's it.